The classic box model uses directional properties: top, right, bottom, and left. So for example, if you want to add a vertical border to the front of a block quote and you're working in a left to right language, you would add a border left and a padding left to make that happen. But if you were to go in and change the text direction here from left to right to left, this doesn't look right. It's not behaving the way we want to. As a result, if you're working with a multi-language site or app and you need support for both left to right and right to left languages, you need to set up two separate style sets or two separate style sheets, one for left to right languages, another for right to left languages, which is not great. It also highlights a larger problem with the directional properties. As our tools evolve, top, right, bottom, and left make less and less sense because we're changing things around and operating with elements in a different way. Instead, we should be thinking about the logical behavior of the properties. This is a traditional box model. We have top, right, bottom, and left, and these are all related to how we view the content in the browser window. When we want to add padding or border or margin, we always refer to these. Or if we do the shortcode and just say margin : we are going top, right, bottom, left as our values. As the web evolves, so has our box model. And there's now a new way of thinking about the content within the box model, and it's called the logical box model. So instead of saying top, right, bottom, left, we say inline direction, as in the line the text flows inside the box, and the block direction, which is the vertical or the cross axis to the inline. And we can use this inline direction and the block direction to change our behavior when we add padding, border, margin, and other properties. So if we have a box and we want to change the width of the box along the inline axis, meaning along the line the text flows in, we would change the inline size. So instead of width, we now say inline size and then the same value. If we want to change across the cross axis, the axis that goes perpendicular to the inline, we change the block size. So instead of height, we say block size. And it gets even more interesting. In place of top, right, bottom, and left, we can use those same references. So we say for top, it's the start of the block direction, so that would be block start. For right, it's the end of the inline direction, so that would be inline end. For bottom, it would be the end of the block direction, so that is block end. And for left, it would be the start of the inline direction, so inline start. That gives us the complete logical box model. We have inline direction and block direction, and we can target each of these items separately using block start, inline end, block end, and inline start. So let me reset my example here and see if we can fix this weird problem I created for myself by using these new logical properties. In my CSS, I currently have border left, meaning I'm placing a border to the left-hand side. But what I really want to do is place a border on the inline start side. So instead of saying border left, I can say border inline start. And instead of padding left, I can say padding inline start. Save this, and it looks exactly the same in the browser because inline logical component is the same as the left or right component. And now, when I change the text direction down here to RTL, you'll notice the inline direction changes because the text direction changes, and as a result, I now have the border on the correct side. So these logical properties relate directly to text direction and also writing modes. And that means once we start using border inline start or just inline start and inline end and box start and box end, we can more tightly control how the boxes behave, and we don't need to create these custom style sheets for RTL or other types of writing modes.